What's going on, everybody? It's Paranormal Ripples, aka Ray here, and welcome to Haunted Hours, episode 15. Would you believe I've done 15 of these shows of Haunted Hours, and in tonight's episode, I am going to be discussing something really, really, no, you could say creepy, you could say strange, weird, but I'm going to tell you something really interesting. I'm going to be discussing the states of America and the urban legends surrounding each state. So, like with Alabama, there's Ugg Molly. So I'm going to be going through all the states in America and seeing what urban legends they have. Obviously, Mothman might play a part in this, maybe somewhere. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm aiming for 100 subs by the end of the year. But with your help, I might even get there next month because I've got 78 subs. So come on, guys. If you enjoy it, and please take part in these streams. I'd love to get your feedback in real time. Anyways, let's crack on, shall we? And let's discuss this. So, urban legends. What do we know about urban legends? They might just be like some people say that they're just spooky stories that we tell people, or especially kids, just to like get them on side and get them basically saying, "Oh, if you don't do this, the boogeyman's going to come and get you." You know, put a little fright into them, and that they say they're a bit more obedient or whatever. Others say that there's some truth behind these urban legends. I don't know. If any of you have heard of any of these urban legends, though, if and you are stateside, let me know, because this is an interesting list that I've got on Reader's Digest. With some of them, this is all to do with all the states. So, first thing first, let's show you my screen, everyone. Otherwise, you won't get like a good look at what it is showing. So present. There's 50 of these, by the way. 50 of the spookiest urban legends from every state. Whether you dismiss urban legends as children's lore or believe they're based on fact, these 50 will send a shiver up your spine. So, not updating my Facebook page, everyone. So there we go. That's updated that. Now I just got to make sure it goes through, and then we can crack on. So, as I said, Argin Molly's gonna probably be the first one on here. That's the only one I've heard, like a Mothman from America. But if there's any on here, like I said, yeah, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. And let's crack on, shall we? So, urban legends to keep you up at night. No matter where in the United States you're from, I'm not. Your own state is sure to have its share of urban legends and urban myths. Well, my county here in England has got an urban legend, really, but I would go through the English urban legends another night. These are to do with the American ones. These are scary stories aren't just for Halloween. They've been whispered between campers, passed from town to town, and reserved for nights when the power goes out. Urban legends may be spooky stories, but they aren't necessarily ghost stories. They could have happened to someone you know, a relative, or even a friend. These are the stories to make you do a double take when you walk past abandoned places, or even to make sure that you have your door locked when you're home alone. Be careful next time you're driving back driving the back roads of America. You never know what a scary urban legend you might encounter. Hugging Molly in Alabama. This legend of Hugging Molly is clearly a tool used by parents to get their children to obey the rules. See, this story, native to Abbeville, tells of a phantom woman who appears to children if they stay out late at night. She grips the lingering child tightly and screams in their ear. She's not meant to cause death, just one heck of a fright. Something like straight out of a horror movie. So she goes up to him and goes, ah! Like so really screams at it. Alright, the Calipalic, is an unique version of a mermaid or siren. This is in Alaska, and it calls with a hum to children who are wandering too close to the seashore, then takes them away in her baby pouch. This greenish woman-like creature will never return a child home once taken into the depths. Sounds like a good way to convince your kids that not to go to the water or in the water, if you ask us. Stick them in front of a great Halloween movie for kids instead, like Goosebumps. I'm joking. God knows what this is. Oh, hello. You see that? It's crazy. Um, Hang on, guys. 2 seconds. Just go blow my nose, and I don't want you seeing it. Well, I'm back. Sorry about that. So now we're in Arizona. This is Slaughterhouse Canyon, also known as Luana's Canyon. This urban legend of Slaughterhouse Canyon tells of the gruesome tale of a 19th century gold miner who failed to come home to his family one night. Without his earnings, the mother and her children couldn't buy food and began to starve. When she couldn't stand it any longer, the wife chopped her kids into pieces, tossed them into the nearby river, and died of despair. Her cries can still be heard echoing through the canyon. God damn, that's a creepy one. You would ask me if that gets told to kids. Jesus. Now you have the Gurdon Light in Arkansas. Like many urban legends, the story of the Gurdon Light has several variations. In one, a railroad worker was hit by a train and decapitated. His spirit can still be seen today, searching for his lost light. In another, the railroad worker bore a violent grudge against his boss who had fired him. He murdered his former employer with a railroad spike, and the victim now wanders the tracks. While the Gurdon light is well documented, no one has been able to offer an explanation as to what it really is. That's crazy, if you ask me. Sorry, everyone. They're just nuts, though. You know. Um. So now we go to Shaman of San Antonio Creek in California. Per local law, a father and son were trapped in a horrible fire. The father perished, and before help could arrive, the traumatized son lost his mind. He skinned his father and then ran into the forest. Hang on, guys, I got to blow my nose again. 2 seconds. Sorry, everyone. So he skinned his father and then ran into the forest. Now known forever as Shaman, his blackened, burnt body is said to attack motorists on Creek Road in Ojai as he seeks more human skins. That's crazy. The Ridge Home Asylum in Colorado. It was a real facility that opened in Arvada in 1912. but it's become synonymous with an urban legend because of its history. It reportedly housed patients who were horribly mistreated. Some of whom weren't even mentally incapable, but had just been forsaken by their families. Oh, that's bloody awful. I hate stuff like that. Oh. Though it was demolished in 2004, people say they can still hear the screams and see the apparitions of former patients on the grounds. But maybe they're just looking for. No, 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 no. Dudley Town. I've heard of Dudleyville. Okay, wrestling reference. And this is in Connecticut as well. Fucking hell. The misfortunes that have occurred in Dudley Town started in it started in the 1700s. They are so terrible and numerous that its nickname is Village of the Damned. The now completely deserted town is said to have been home to many sights, disappearances, and even demonic activity that have given rise to several urban legends. It is believed that the founders of this village, and by extension the village itself, are forever cursed. God damn. That's nuts. You know? You know what I mean? That is crazy. Now we have Fort Delaware in Delaware, obviously. A prisoner camp during the Civil War, Fort Delaware in Delaware City was ultimately home to more than 30,000 Confederate soldiers and inmates, basically the prisoners. The few thousand who did die before they could leave the Union fort are said to still own the area. Oh Jesus! And I'll read this one, then I've got to go get a drink, guys, and then I'll be right back. Captain Tony's in good old Florida. Since 1852, Captain Tony's, the oldest saloon in Key West, has been known to be haunted. Doors slam for no apparent reason here, and there are inexplicable banging noises and frequent ghostly visitations. Perhaps that's because it's the site of the town's original morgue, and was built around a tree that the town once used for its hanging of pirates. Yikes! Jesus Christ! That's one way to get an urban legend. But anyways, I'll be right back, guys. I'm back, everyone. So, Lord has got Captain Tony's. What has the rest of the country have? The son of the cell, just north in Georgia. This urban legend goes that in 1848, Alec and his wife Betsy, both slaves, were in their home one night when their master, drunk and belligerent, crashed open the door. He decided that he would attempt to attack Betsy, but Alec fought him off. Undeterred by this, the master chased Alec up a ladder into a loft. As the struggle continued, the master lost his balance, fell out of the loft, and passed away. Even though Alec turned himself into the sheriff the next morning, explaining what had happened was self-defense, he was still charged with murder, obviously. Disgusting. Alec was imprisoned in the old Lawrenceville jail and later executed unjustly for the crime. People say they can still hear his sorrowful song travelling through the walls of that old jail. Nuts. Pali Highway in Hawaii. Pele, the Hawaiian volcano goddess, has many myths attached to her name. One tells of her ill-fated union with a demigod Kamapua, who was half pig, half human. These two supernatural beings had a terrible breakup, agreeing to never see each other again. That's why, as urban legend has it, if you carry pork with you when you travel over the Pele Highway in Oahu, hang on. One. Hang on, see if I can pronounce it. Oahu. Your car will come to an inexplicable halt. So, dang. The water babies of Massacre Rocks in Idaho. This urban legend is about salvation and infanticide. So if you're screaming, you may want to skip ahead, like you said, and you're going to come to a part after this. This is when famine hit the local area of Pocatello. Mothers resorted to drowning their poor babies in the rivers instead of letting them starve to death. It is said that those babies then turned into fish-like imps whose new mission was to trick or even murder people. Dang. I know this one, Bachelor's Grove Cemetery as well. Illinois, because but what is it to do with? Is it to do with that famous picture? Often referred to as one of the most haunted graveyards in America, this 82-plot cemetery is often known as the home of many phantom sightings. People who have visited this site have seen numerous inexplicable illusions, from a ghostly white lady to an ephemeral white farmhouse. For those that don't know about that white lady, this is the one. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. Mum, come in. But the scrolls. This is the white lady that was supposedly it's crazy. You know? Now we have another cemetery called 100 Steps. Is this in Iowa? No, Indiana. I've got Indiana. If you visit this cemetery in the town of Brazil, yeah, Brazil, not the country, and climb the 100 steps in the total darkness of night, urban legend has it you'll see the ghost of the original caretaker appear before you on the top of the hill. Apparently, he will give you a preview of what your own death will look like. Oh, Jesus. That's Iowa. With Stony Hollow Road. As the saying goes, a woman scorned is not someone you want to mess with, true. um, Lucinda of the town of Burlington is no different. Legend says that when her fiancé failed to meet her there as promised one night, she decided to throw herself off the bluffs along Stony Hollow Road. Ever since, her ghost has appeared to countless people. What's worse is if she leaves the rose at your feet, you are destined to pass away within 24 hours, or so the story goes. Dang. Another hollow, Molly's Hollow in Kansas. This speaks to the country's racist history, sadly. As the legend goes, when the local townsfolk found out that Molly, an African American woman, was involved with a white man, she was lynched, and people claim that her spirit is still there, screaming at night. Hogan's Fountain, not Hulk Hogan. This is in Cherokee Park, Kentucky. You'll find Hogan's Fountain, which features a statue of Pan, the pastoral yet devious Greek god. Every full moon, some versions say that every night at midnight, the figure of Pan wanders the park, causing mischief for passers-by. Then you have Louisiana, the Carter brothers. Back in the early 30s, a young woman escaped from the home of the Carter brothers in New Orleans with just slash marks on her wrist. She told the police that the brothers were feeding off her blood. The cops stormed the French Quarter residence where they found more young women in similar states, their blood draining from their bodies. The brothers, now thought to be vampires, were captured and executed, only for it to be discovered years later that their crypts were empty. God damn. Seguin Island Lighthouse in Maine. As legend has it in here, in the 1800s, the caretaker of the Seguin Island Lighthouse and his wife were only two people living on a tiny spit of land. They naturally grew increasingly bored and isolated. So the caretaker bought a piano so his wife could play it to keep them both entertained, while she only knew one song. The insufferable repetition of the same tune combined with severe isolation then drove the husband mad. He decided that he would take an axe, chop the piano, and then his wife to bits, and then decided to kill himself, or so the story goes. Jesus. Maryland, Big Liz and the Greenbrier Swamp. During the Civil War, Big Liz, a very large woman, was a slave who became a spy for the Union troops. But her espionage was found out by her master, who decided to exact revenge. So urban legend says that he took Big Liz to Greenbrier Swamp so she could help him bury her treasure. Little did she know that when she dug the hole and was subsequently decapitated by her evil master, that he threw her body into the grave she had just dug herself. He said that if you travel here to that spot during the dead of night, you will see her spirit there, pretending to lure you. Dang. And the ghost of Sheriff George Corwin in Salem, Massachusetts. There you go. Sheriff Corwin was the most infamous and brutal when it came to interrogating and handling accused witches, earning himself the nickname the Strangler for his torturous methods. A building called the Joshua Ward House now stands on top of the land where Corwin lived and died, and many people say that they've seen him in the windows and even felt his hands pressing down on their necks when they're inside. Michigan, the Nain Rouge. This is one of the urban legends that is still recognised today, celebrated by the people of Detroit every year. They say there's a devilish creature known as the Nain Rouge, French for Red Dwarf, who causes mayhem in their city. He's thought to be seen when disaster is about to strike, and is even said to be the reason for the Cadillac company's downfall. God damn. There's loads more on here, guys. I'll go for a couple more, and then I'll leave it to you to go and look at this site. Let's do Nevada because of that. Um, the aliens of Area 51. Obviously, this will be there. Publicly known as the place where the military tests out some of its most advanced weapons and tech, conspiracy theorists and urban legend diehards suspect that it's also where the US government stashes the UFOs. I doubt it. Then we'll do New York. Robert's discuss that. The legend of Cropsey in Staten Island. Staten Island's Cropsey has been a local legend for decades, gaining national attention when a documentary of the same name was released. So the story goes that Cropsey had a hook for a hand and was a patient for the Willowbrook State School. He would come out late at night to hunt and chase local kids with his hook hand. In truth, though, there was a series of child murders that did take place in the area of Staten Island in the 70s and 80s. Bloody hell. Um, Oklahoma. People have allegedly disappeared here into thin air upon setting foot in these dunes in Beaver Sands, also known as Oklahoma's Bermuda Triangle. It's believed that a UFO had crashed here, opening a door to another world. And last one. Um, Lavinia Fisher. Here you go. Let's do the curse of the Escalante Petrified Forest in Utah. Visitors to Escalante Petrified Forest in the Black Hills of Utah are cautioned to leave what they find behind. Legend added that if anyone who takes so much as a rock or a piece of wood from here will suffer misfortune. Car accidents, broken bones, and even a job loss are said to have befallen those who dare to ignore the warning. So, here's some of the urban legends around America. I decided to cut it short, so I'll let you go and do some investigating on it and see what you think. If there's any urban legends that ain't on here, but you do know, after having a look, let me know in the comment section. Like the video if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. On the road to 100 subs, so get me how we get there. Come on, guys. And be a part of this community I'm trying to build. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Have a good night. And I'll see you all later. Bye, everyone. Take care. Forgot to end it. Hang on, sorry, guys. Bye, everyone.